And we're live. Welcome in, everybody. Tonight we're going away from our hotels for the night because we have RunDisney news that released today. So we'll pick back up with our hotels next week, I think, unless we get some more Disney news. Breaking news. Look at Lena's lipstick. It's awesome. It's silver.
You tell them to look at it and then you make us go far away.
I know. I don't know why I did that.
I got it in a swap box from Twinkle Bear Taryn.
I like it. Okay. So our RunDisney news. We probably should have chatted about who was saying what, but we'll just show the screen and do our thing, what we normally do.
That's right. We don't plan. What do you mean we're going to plan this? We would be way too organized for that.
Yeah.
For a live stream that we came up with on a Wednesday morning without coffee, and that actually works out pretty well. So let's not put too much thought into this.
No, let's not put too much thought into this. I'm going to pop open my Blackberry White Claw.
Ooh, I need to go get a drink.
Go get a drink.
Okay,
so while she's doing that, I just got lipstick everywhere. I mean, everywhere. This is what happens when you put lipstick on and then drink out of your drink without a straw. It's not bad though. Okay, we're good. But it is all over my drink. Okay, so today, Disney announced some RunDisney in-person events. The earliest you can register is the earliest day for registration. Can't even talk. Is July 13th, and that one will be for the Wine and Dine. But let's hop on into what these are.
And that is for Club Disney, correct?
Yeah, I think so.
That is an expensive club to join, too. And do note that there is no annual pass holder, no DVC discounts, and travel agents cannot book bundles that include a bib.
I'm going to let you talk about this real quick. I'm going to go get a straw because I'm struggling with drinking this.
Okay.
Okay.
So, hello, Melanie from the Theme Park Adventures. Hello, Ryan. Hello, Eric Lee. Hello, Birdwell. Welcome in. We are talking RunDisney tonight. So, yeah, Christy has to run and grab something real quick. And so just make sure to note that when it comes to registration dates, the first one that's going to open is going to be for Club RunDisney. It's very expensive to join. I don't feel like it's worth the perks that you get. The second date that's going to open is for those who are running in person. And the third date is going to be for virtual races.
Club is July 6th. General is July 13th. Yeah. I'm going to turn my heater on. I'm kind of cold. Yes, it's the middle of summer, and I'm kind of cold. Okay.
I'm sure our friends on the Pacific Northwest would love to be able to say they are turning on a heater.
Probably. So general registration for your virtual race, if you want to do the virtual race, is July 16th.
Yes.
And this run is from November 4th to 7th, which she probably already said, but I didn't hear.
I did not.
Okay.
And just remember that it does not include opening day for the expo. So those are the days there's actual races. So the expo is always going to open one day ahead of time. And even if you're not running the races, but you're going to be at Disney, I recommend, sorry, I'm playing with my wand for a completely different part. I do recommend going and checking out the expo because they have some fun gear and that kind of thing. Like I picked up some RunDisney socks. I picked up a couple other things that at the Marathon Expo last year before all hell broke loose. So you do not have to be registered to run the race to go to the expo. But on the flip side of that, don't go in and buy up a ton of merchandise that doesn't apply to you.
Yeah. So here are your prices. You've got the Disney Wine and Dine 5K, which is $95, and it's on November 5th. You've got the 10K on November 6th, which is $135. And you got the half marathon, which is on the 7th, which is $215. You can do the Disney 2-day course challenge, which is the 6th and 7th, meaning the 10K and the half marathon for $360. Post-race party is $89. So after the race, they have a party. They mention it up here, post-race party, and after hours post-race party for runners and registered guests. And then
if you are running the half marathon, it is actually included.
That's good to know. Well, I guess it probably would be if it's on the same day, but I mean, I didn't know. I wouldn't have known. So your virtual 5Ks are about what?
Every mile is magic. These are Run Disney wine glasses that I got at our local Disney outlet that I just thought
nice.
I had.
So your virtual 5K is $79. Your virtual 10K is $99. Your virtual half marathon's $118. And if you were to do the challenge, 2-day challenge, which is the 10K and the half marathon, virtually it's $252.
And if you're doing the virtual, you still do get the medal, and I think you get the T-shirt, if I read that correctly.
Probably.
I'm going in to look, because you didn't get a T-shirt with it for Star Wars. You just got a medal.
Runner info. Let's see. I was checking to see if I could see the medals, because sometimes they will show you what the medals are going to look like.
Yes, they are including a T-shirt with the virtual wine and dine, which
Ooh, I like that one.
I didn't get a T-shirt with mine for the Star Wars.
Yeah, I did a virtual Star Wars one a couple of years ago, and I haven't gotten a T-shirt in any of them on the virtual ones. I don't think they started doing that until the pandemic. Yeah.
Are the prices higher or about similar? They're actually pretty on point with what they have been.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know in the point of going to the races, because I've never been to a race. I've done virtual ones, but the virtual ones line up. I will say this one, the Wine and Dine, the one that's just the 2-day challenge, it seems high compared to when you do the full challenge virtually, because all the ones I've done in the full challenge virtually have been right around 200, and this one was like, what, 230? Was that what it said?
Yeah. And remember that Disney prices are always going to be a little bit more expensive just because it's Disney. It's $252 for the 2-course challenge.
Yeah, I did the Marvel virtual, and I did the full, all 3 of them, and it was like $199. So.
I think there's going to be a very high demand. If you're planning to do the in-person races, I guarantee you need to be logged into the RunDisney.com and be refreshing and looking for getting into that queue line, because it's going to sell out.
Yeah, I would agree. So I'm going to move on to the Walt Disney World Marathon weekend, which is January 5th through the 9th, and your expo will be on the 4th. And this isn't 2022, obviously, because we've passed 2021 for January. General registration for in-person race opens July 27th. If you're a club Run Disney member, it's July 20th. And then for the virtual races, they will open July 30th. So our pricing here is, again, the same as before, where you have $95 for the 5K, $135 for the 10K, $195 for the marathon, $195. Why is there 2 for the half marathon is $195, and then full marathon is $195. And your half marathon's on January 8th and full marathon on January 9th. The Goofy Race and Half Challenge is the 8th and 9th, which means you will probably be doing the half marathon and the marathon, and it's $390. The Dopey Challenge, which is where you do all of them, is $600. $600. So you're going to be doing the 5K on the 6th, the 10K on the 7th, the half marathon on the 8th, and the full marathon on the 9th. That is a lot of running.
Just in case anyone is wondering, if you want to do the Dopey Challenge, you cannot register for each individually, which is actually $620 because I just did the math. If you want to run Dopey, you have to register under Dopey Challenge. If you don't, they do not count that. Even though you're running Dopey, it does not count, and you won't get the extra medals.
You also have to register a time. Like you have to register an actual time of completion. So you have to do it in a race beforehand and have the timestamp and everything and submit that. You can't just willy-nilly register for it. I mean,
yes, you can. You can. If you register a time, you will be closer to the front. If you do not register a time, you will be in one of the last corrals.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay, so the way I understood it was you had to register a time. Okay.
Registering you a time, it gets you a better corral.
Mm.
So if you want to be closer to the front, if you want to not be worrying about, being farther in the back, then yes, you'll want to do a race, and make sure to submit that proof of time. If you're okay with being farther back and kind of weaving your way through those who may be a little slower than you are, then you don't have to worry about it. Birdwell says, I am on the fence of wanting to do a Run Disney race. I think a Run Disney race is really, no matter if people want to admit it or not, is on everyone's bucket list.
Yeah, I think it is. But here's my thing, is I want all the medals. So I would literally have to train for this. I could knock out a 5K and a 10K, no problem. But this half marathon, it's 13.1. I could probably do it too. But in consecutive order, where I do a 5K, 10K, then a half marathon, 3 days in a row, not so sure.
Girl, you're prior service. You can do anything you set your pretty little mind to do.
Oh, gosh. But you say that, but I was
just throw on your ruck, pack you a ruck, and go on a little bit of a 6 mile fun run every day, and you'll be fine.
A 6 mile fun run every day. I haven't done 6 miles in one day in a while. I normally do 3, but 6 miles isn't that hard. My legs are a little bit sore when I'm done, but I'm usually fine like the next day.
That's what Sam does when he wants to train for a long distance run, is pack him a ruck. Because then when you're not running with that ruck, you are running a little quicker because you don't have that extra weight on your back.
That's true.
I'm fat, but I have good ideas.
Well, I didn't run today. I had to get groceries, so I used my 5-pound weight here, and then I also lifted weights. We have a bar weight out in the garage, and I lifted weights out there too. So I did arms today.
I told Sam that I wanted to do a Run Disney race. I want to do Princess in 2023. That's
the one that me and Crystal from For Love the Mouse are planning to do.
2023?
Yep.
You're vacation with your family then, aren't you, though?
Yeah. The whole family is intending to go, but because we had planned this a couple of months ago, we were talking about it, and we had planned to go in 2023, and I had asked then if they cared if I planned to do these runs with Crystal from For Love the Mouse, and they seemed fine with it. So it is planned. It is in the agenda to do. Whether or not all of us do it or not, I don't know. But that's the intent. The reason I say that is just because we have discussed going to different places on vacation now that I'm a travel agent, and I'll likely be traveling by myself down there more often. Then he was kind of like, is it necessary we do a family vacation down there? Could we move it to a family vacation elsewhere? And I was like, yeah, we can talk about it. I was like, the only thing is I really wanted to do this Run Disney event, and I'd like to do it with the family. We both just agreed to talk about it later when it's closer to time.
Christy, look at my lip.
I can't look at your lip. Hold on. You're pouting? What are you pouting for?
I'm looking at you going, add me, please.
Oh,
I'm like sitting here going, look at me. Look at what
I wasn't even on the screen. I was on the Run Disney page. Sorry. I can't even
Who cares about me, y'all?
Yeah, I mean, come do the Run Disney event with us. If I'm going with my family, we obviously can't share like a hotel room or anything, but
that's okay. I'm trying to, if we can get Sammy talked into it.
I will say this, the pricing for hotel rooms during the Run Disney events are ridiculous. I'm more likely to stay off-site. And since I am an annual pass holder for Universal, I'm likely to stay on Universal property because it's cheaper to do that than to just stay off of a random site hotel.
Here's the thing, though. The traffic getting, because I was reading this in a couple Run Disney groups I'm in, people said that the traffic getting onto property the morning of a race is absolutely insane.
Oh, I believe it. But traffic getting on to any run event, even local, is insane. I sat in traffic. The last run event that I did before the pandemic was in November of 2019, and it was a pumpkin race where you carried a pumpkin when you ran. I literally sat in traffic for 2.5 hours, and luckily my corral was one of the further one back because my daughter was also running. Well, I signed all 4 of us up for it, but my son ended up having a cross country event that day. So he went with my son to the cross country event, and me and my daughter went to the race with my sister and her boyfriend at the time. Now they're married. And we sat in traffic for 2.5 hours, and we were 2 corrals away from being called by the time we got there. So we were in like W. So all the other letters had gotten called, and we like literally ran to our spot and stood there. And I was like, because we were so far back because of my daughter, of course, because she was like, what, 7 at the time.
And that is another thing to think about is Ryan makes a good point. He wants to do the character stops. The closer you are to the front, the less of a wait you're going to have for character stops. And it doesn't matter so much in the 5K because the 5K isn't timed. But 10, half, full, dopies, those are all timed. So a lot of people will be like, peace, I'll catch another one later.
The 5K, you can, depending on how fast, you can walk a 5K in less than an hour.
Oh, yeah.
So if you want to run and then do the meet and greets, then do that.
Mm-hmm. I know a lot of people use the Jeff Galloway training method, and I think I'll look on my end because you've got that. They do have a spot on Run Disney that says training, and they do have training programs if you are wanting to train. Like they have it for beginning runners, for experienced runners. I find it really funny that, and probably smart, that the dopey training is under experienced, not beginners.
Right. Could you imagine doing literally a 5K, a 10K, a half marathon, and a marathon in 4 days and still go to the freaking parks that whole time?
I would be dead. I would be in my room dead. Be like, oh my gosh, why, Christy? Why did you let me why did I let me talk myself into this? I blame you for everything else. So I mean.
So they are offering the virtual ones as well. So for a perspective of the Dopey Challenge, in person versus on property virtual, you have $600 versus $480. So if you're not going to be, and just remember that these races do not include tickets into the park. Yes. You will be in the park running, but you are doing it before hours, before park hours. So once the park opens and the race is over, you do not have tickets into the park. You have to purchase those separately.
Correct. I would say that you have a really good chance of getting dopey. The 5K is going to sell out first, then the marathon, because it's the only race that has a marathon. the Dopey's going to sell out last, at least in my experience in previous years. Now, because there wasn't a race last year, that may be different, but typically Dopey lasts the longest.
I'm not going to be there in 2022. And I would love to sign up for the virtual Dopey challenge, but I feel like I don't want to blow $480 just for medals. I actually want to experience it there in the park. I've done some of the Disney virtual ones, and technically you don't have to run them. They don't require you to, but I did. I ran them because I was committed to running them, and I didn't submit my time until I was done running them.
And you have a year to submit your time for the virtual run, at least for the Star Wars, because I haven't done my Star Wars one yet. But no, depending on where we go, well, either way, where we go on vacation coming up, I'm going to take my medal with me, and I'm going to walk a 5K and get my medal on vacation.
That's a good one. I mean, you could submit fake times if you wanted to and still commit to doing them.
Yep. Well, you have a year to submit your time, so you're
good. Okay, so now we've moved on to the Disney Princess Half Marathon weekend, which is always in February, and it's also during the Festival of the Arts, which is why I picked that I wanted to do the Disney Princess Half Marathon, is because I also wanted to go to the Festival of Arts. I've never been there, and I would love to visit during that time. So your Club Run Disney Gold and Platinum registration opens on August 17th with general admission for in-person on August 24th and general registration for virtual on August 27th. Your prices look the same again here. There is something different I've never seen before, which is this Princess Yoga Disney Princess Sunrise Yoga.
I know. I was like, what the heck? I wish they offered a virtual, online version of the yoga, because I think that would be really fun to do. Even if you didn't do the race, just getting to do the yoga part with the princesses.
So they don't really say anything about the details of what this Disney Princess Sunrise Yoga is, but I'm all for it, man. So that means your expo will be on the 23rd of February. And your Sunrise Yoga would be on the 24th. And it costs the same price as the Disney Princess 5K, which is $95. And of course, all the other pricings look to be about the same as the other runs. $135 for 10K, $210 for half, $355 for the Fairy Tale Challenge. That is just the 10K and the half again. Then you've got the virtuals, which are about the same. This one's $75. I think the Dopey one was $79. Not the Dopey one, but the one in January. Because the Dopey was $480. The Disney Princess Enchanted 10K is $89, with the half marathon being $108, which is the Disney Fairy Tale Challenge, which is only the 10K, and the half marathon is $232. So I'm interested to see how this Princess Sunrise Yoga turns out. That seems really interesting.
Me too.
And then the last one, which has me very curious, is called the Run Disney Springtime Surprise Weekend, which is March 31st through April 3rd.
The only information we have is right here in this little blurb. It does not tell us what events will be during that time.
So I'm going to just read this little blurb right here, which is similar to what all the others said. It says, if you've been looking for a new and exciting running event, the Run Disney Springtime Surprise Weekend at Walt Disney World Resort is for you, because it's a completely different experience every year. You never know what to expect except that it's going. I wanted to say expect the unexpected. Do you ever watch Big Brother?
Mm-mm.
Expect that it's going to be fun and distinctively Run Disney. Best of all, it doesn't matter if you just laced up your first pair of running shoes or you're a Run Disney veteran who's been around the block, literally a few hundred times. The Run Disney Springtime Surprise Weekend is as much is as much about the smiles as it is about the miles. But one thing's for sure, you won't want to miss this year's event because, surprise, it's going to be a whole new theme next year. More information about 2022 Run Disney Springtime Surprise Weekend event is coming soon. So please check back often. So my thoughts on this is that, so they've done the Marvel one, they've done the Star Wars one, they've done another one that I've done before, the Incredibles one.
They did a Tower of Terror one before.
So I think they're literally just going to have this one to be themed to whatever's popular that season.
Yep.
That's my thoughts on it. I'm gonna take it off of that and back to us. I think cast members had sunrise yoga this past week or so. Big Brother starts next week. Oh, good. I love Big Brother.
I think that it's like you say, it's a way for them to capitalize on whatever is popular at that time. Yeah. I mean, think about if they had a Frozen, theme.
Yeah. Well, the villains one, I wanted to do the villains one, and it literally sold out before I could sign up for it.
Hey, Gonzo.
Hey, Gonzo, welcome in.
So I agree with you on that I think it's going to capitalize on whatever's popular at that particular moment.
Yeah. Or like if they've got something that they really want to promote, like Tron or something, I think it will do that too. And we did not recognize chat when we came in. We just kind of like hauled up right into the things. So welcome in Theme Park Adventures, Randy, Eric, Birdwell, Kenneth, and Gonzo. I think that's everybody. Yes. But yeah, so wow, we went through that in like 30 minutes.
Gonzo wants to know if they have a run to the kitchen. Yes, that's the virtual one. Mm-hmm. And you just time how many runs back and forth from the kitchen to your living room it takes for you to reach that 5K. Yep. I have faith in you, Gonzo. You can do it.
So do we want, since we've done all the run, I didn't think we would go through it this quickly. Do we want, because I know next week we are doing DVC and the military. Yeah. The only one remaining is Animal Kingdom Lodge that's out there on its own. Do we want to go ahead and do Animal Kingdom Lodge?
I think we can add that to next week's.
Add that to next week's. Okay. So we can just chit chat for a while.
I know, like, Run Disney, I think, is one of the most popular things that Disney does outside of the parties. And I know a lot of people, there has been so much speculation on if it was even going to come back during the 50th. Mm-hmm. Because it does take up so many resorts, and the resorts are filling up. And we still have, 2 moderates and 2 values that aren't open yet.
Birdwell said that's a run I want to do.
Christy and I are going to come up with it, and we will give you the information later.
I was going to say something. So Kelly from the Mickey Bunch, when I met up with her in 2019, took me to Cast Connection, it's not called Cast Connection in Walt Disney World. That's what it's called in Disneyland. It's called Cast Member Warehouse. And they had a ton of Run Disney stuff. And I actually bought 2 ornaments. I would have bought more, but it was close to the end of my trip and I was short on money. So I literally only spent $100 in there, but I got 2 Run Disney Christmas ornaments, 2 t-shirts for my husband, 1 thing for my son, 1 thing for my daughter. And then I got a Pirate Jim Shore. So,
like I said, we were at the outlets in Oklahoma City, and I happened to see this one single wine glass that said Run Disney. And I was like, I wonder if that's what's in this other box. And it was a full set. And they don't know where the other glass went to the other set. But I got this for $5, a set of 2. And I guarantee these were either sold individually for like $25 or $30 or a set for $50.
Yeah. Yeah. I have noticed like a lot of the Run Disney stuff does end up in the outlets.
Which is very surprising because and that is like your general Run Disney merchandise. If you are wanting a specific run, you have to go to the expo.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you cannot, like, they don't have like Princess Marathon stuff in the parks. It's only at the expo. And like we said, you don't have to be running to go to the expo. You can go and get, like, if you're like, I want to do a Run Disney event and I need something to motivate me, go in. They've got shirts, they've got tanks, they've got socks, they've got bands that if you don't have fat flabby arms like me, they fit around your arms for your phone to go in while you're running. They've got water bottles. They've got, you name it, if it's a running equipment, and they've probably got it themed in Run Disney. Get you a couple things to help motivate you for your next run.
Oh my gosh, why did it slip my mind? What was I going to say?
Yes, it slipped out of your mind because you're sitting like this and it ran out.
Mm-hmm. It's probably because I just downed my White Claw, but
Must have been really good then.
Blackberry, it is. Blackberry is good. The flavors that I got this time are pretty good. It's the same flavors I got last time. They are really good. Some of them I'm not crazy about, but most of them I'm.
Lots to do at the expo too. We checked it out for Wine and Dine 2019. Yes, there is merch. There's an area for merchandise. There's an area that has vendors that are like, you know, different, the different, like the getting your knees taped or your shoulder tape or your back taped. They have all that kind of stuff in a whole separate building where you pick up your bib, and then you pick up your bib registration, and you can get your picture taken in front of these big gigantic numbers, and they've got step and repeats and all kinds of stuff. So you really can spend a whole day at the expo at Wide World of Sports.
Randy just said, don't drown in your coffee. Happy birthday, Anna.
Oh, happy birthday. Thank you for spending your birthday
I
with us.
remember what I was going to say. Yeah. If you are not doing a Run Disney event and you're going to Disney, my advice personally is to avoid those dates because the parks are chaotic and they jack the prices of those hotel rooms up just for that event.
Because they can.
Like a lot. And if you do go, stay off property and expect long waits. Like the parks are busy like a holiday weekend. Busy.
Yeah. And and especially if referencing your off-camera time this morning.
I know. I told you what happened. We had 2 refrigerators. We have one in the house and one in the garage. And the one in the garage stopped working. And the one in the garage was really just for frozen stuff and drinks. So I had to literally clean out 2 refrigerators to combine everything into one.
She really just didn't want to be on screen with me. It was okay.
For real. I did a good job though. Like I managed, and today was grocery day too, so I managed to clean it out to where everything fit, and then when the groceries came, everything still fit.
I'm proud of you.
It was very impressive. I threw away some meat that had been in the freezer for 2 years, which was kind of gross. I mean, it doesn't mold because it's in the freezer, but it does go from pink to brown.
Ooh, somebody in one of my TA groups just said that they were modifying a reservation for September. Port Orleans French Quarter was there, but it could not be selected.
Oh, see, I want to stay in French Quarter. I had reservations for French Quarter in 2019. Or was it 2018? It was 2018. I had them for 2018, and then the free dining came open, and French Quarter wasn't an option that year. So I upgraded to Animal Kingdom Lodge. The next year, we were going at Christmas time, and I originally booked Caribbean Beach. No, I booked Beach Club. And then at the last minute, I changed it back to Animal Kingdom Lodge because I was like, who wants to be at Beach Club during Christmas time?
Everybody, because you're close to Epcot?
That's true. But Animal Kingdom Lodge, it's just like, it feels like home. It just does.
You want to smell animal poop?
You don't smell it. You really don't smell it, especially if you're on the 4th floor. Like if you're closer down to the bottom, you probably would, but we've been on the 3rd and 4th floor, and definitely on the 4th floor, you don't smell it. Not even in the mornings when you go outside on the terrace and stuff, you don't smell it. So, but it's just so homey, and like wilderness lodges too. So they're both very homey, quaint. Like it's so comfortable in that lobby that I would be comfortable in walking in my PJs in there. I mean, PJs, not walking in what I sleep in, walking in my PJs.
Which is 2 totally different things.
Way different, because I don't sleep. So totally different. But yeah, I mean, it's just, it feels like home. I do eventually want to stay at other resorts though, like Beach Club and definitely French Quarter. It's a moderate resort, which I'm fine with. I will say I really liked the fact that I was by the sky. I know you don't like the Skyliner, but I was really that's the only thing I liked about Pop Century is it was right there at the Skyliner, and I freaking loved it. But everything else I was kind of like, meh. Well, their pool bar was good, and I liked the locations of all the pools in general at Pop Century, because you have all the different buildings, and then you have a pool in kind of each section, and it was convenient. We went to 2 different pools while we were there. Whereas like the pools at the deluxe resorts, you just have the one pool. And then if you're in a building far away, it takes forever to walk there. So there are drawbacks to both, but the closeness to the Skyliner and the pools, I really liked at Pop. When I stayed at Coronado Springs, we stayed on the other side of the pool, so we never went. We went to the pool once at Animal Kingdom Lodge, and like it was a trek. It was a trek to get there. So I think there's like downfalls and pluses to every type of resort, because I've stayed at all 3 types. I don't know. We got off track. We stopped talking about RunDisney, and I started talking about resorts.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I definitely also would recommend. A lot of people go, well, should I go like after the races are over? You're still going to have a lot of people that are going to be there. Yeah. It may not be the whole full week after. It may be just a couple days, but a lot of people are going to want to be there, especially those who ran the later races. They want to go get their pictures taken with characters, with just in the parks in general. So definitely be aware. If you are behind somebody that's wearing their medals in the park in line for Memory Maker, they're going to be there a minute because they want their picture taken with all of their medals. They want them with the single medal. They may take 30 minutes, just an FYI.
If you want to be able to go just to go to the expo, I would make that like your last day of the trip.
Yeah.
And go to the expo.
That's how ours ended up being without even planning it. Our last day of our vacation in 2019-2020 was the day of the expo. And I actually went to the expo with Angela of Does Our Dream. And we hung out, and then we went to the Grand Floridian and then met up with Sam at the parks at the Magic Kingdom. But it was so much fun. And I have a video of the expo in my playlist that I will go grab and I will throw in the chat if you want to watch that.
So my original trip that I had planned for my sister was actually going to be during the 2021 Disney Princess half marathon. We had wanted to go to the Arts Festival, and we wanted to do the Run Disney event. And then, they canceled all that. And in that process, we actually ended up moving our reservation. This is how much money you save by not going during a Run Disney event. Plus, they were doing deals back in October. But it was going to cost me $4,600 to take me and my sister to Disney for 8 days. I moved the trip up to October for 10 days and paid $2,600 for both of us because I paid for her too. I cut it in half and added 2 days to the trip. So, like,
Mouse Talk, what weekend are you looking at? Because the website's been down and being kind of funky today. I can look and see if I can see anything on my end.
probably the weekend of the wine and dine. Welcome in, Mouse Talk. But yeah, we ended up cutting our price in half and adding 2 extra days to our trip. So,
because I just found something for Wine and Dine. There's 2 different resorts available. There's Animal Kingdom Lodge and Wilderness Lodge. Checking in the 3rd and checking out the 7th. Well, I don't know what dates you're wanting to check in, but I found something the 3rd through the 7th, which is Wednesday through Sunday.
well, they're local. They were probably looking for a value resort just to be able to get on property and go from there. But
yeah. I'm backing it up a day to see if anything pops up.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm yawning.
If you checked in the 2nd through the 7th, you could pick up a cabin at Fort Wilderness for $480.
Whew.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'd want to do a cabin for $480. It's kind of high.
And if you checked in the 1st through the 7th, you could get a cabin for $475. Yeah, we don't need anything that long. Just looking for 1, maybe 2 nights. Like, what nights are you looking at? Like, Wednesday through Saturday? Wednesday to Friday? I was playing with dates because I didn't really know what you were wanting. Oh, hey, checking in Wednesday and checking out on Friday. There's a Pop Century Resort for $195.
Aren't you guys DVC members? You can still, I think even with DVC, they can still book through us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they can't use their points through us.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I just found a Pop Century for checking in Wednesday and checking out Friday. Because here's the thing, some people don't want to be there over race days, and so they will cancel their room or they will move.
Oh my goodness.
So
let's see. That reel is now $1,300.
Did you see that I came up with another collab?
Yes, of course you did.
You're the queen of swaps. I'm the queen of collabs.
I quit doing swaps though.
We're 8 miles from Disney. It's still not much available. Sorry, I tried.
Oh, I thought about since I'm going down there through that, like in September through October, I thought about on my way down going over to the Vero Beach Resort and touring it, but I'm not sure if I want to or not. I even called them and asked them if I could, and they were like, "Yeah, come on."
You should.
I might. I haven't decided yet.
You might as well, and you can tour it and whatnot. Mm-hmm. You never know; they might even give you something free.
Well, I asked if I could tour it. I said, I'm a travel agent and YouTuber. Could I tour it? And she was like, yeah, come on down. And she said, if they have a room open and available and there's not too many people there, that they would even let me go look in a room.
Mm-hmm. And that's something that you can do anywhere you're going. It's just when you're checking in or call in advance, say, hey, I'm a travel agent with Magical Enchanted Vacations. Here's my IATA number. I was wondering if I can tour one of your rooms. Yeah. You know, if you've got a nice resort that you really like when we go to Branson, we always stay at Stone Castle, and I'm in touch with their media person. And anytime that we go, I'm just supposed to call her, and we'll see if I can get in to tour a room. The 4th of July, it wasn't going to end up working because they're booked up. There's nothing available.
Well, I have looked at, obviously I'm not going to stay there. It's a DVC only resort.
No, it's not. You can stay there, even if you're not DVC.
You have to rent DVC points.
Don't think so.
Well, that's what I thought. That's how I read it, but I could be wrong. But it's also like $400 a night. No. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to by any means stay there the night unless they just give me a free room, which would be fantastic. But I doubt they would. But yeah, they were just like, yeah, come on.
Hey, Vero Beach, if you're listening.
They're not listening. But they were super nice. They were like, yeah, come on. Come up to the front desk. If we're not booked, we can have somebody let you to a room. No big deal. Which is interesting that they even said that even during like post-pandemic times, because you know they have to sterilize those rooms. So I'm wondering if like they tore it and then they have to clean it again, or if they would just be like, just don't touch anything.
They told me when I was talking with Stone Castle that I would be able to go right after it was cleaned, because they have to let the room sit for 48 hours before they can let someone else in it. So my guess is if you're in there right at the same time, and they said I would have to wear a mask in the room. Even though masks aren't required in Branson, because it had just been cleaned, they did ask if I would wear a mask, and I said yes, I would. So it would probably be something similar to that. Right after it was cleaned, you'd be able to tour it really quick, and then it has to be closed down for X amount of time anyway.
Yeah. I mean, that's a month away anyway. 2 months away.
Yeah.
So things can change till then in regards to CDC rules, guidelines.
Yeah. Oh gosh, those change by the hour. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I know. For sure. Well, we've got about 12 minutes. Do you want to say what you've got coming up?
Sure, why not? All right. Hello, guys. I'm Lena. I am part of the Hall Family Adventures. Woo, and I'm big. So coming up on the channel tomorrow night, I will be on Magical Makeup with Christy. Friday night, we are having a special edition of Castle Chat, and it will be game night. We will be playing Drawful. That's always a lot of fun. We played last week for on Sammy's channel, and we all had a really great time. So we're going to do that again this week. I live stream on Sundays at 4 p.m. Central. This coming Sunday, there will not be a live stream because it's the 4th of July. Our dedicated upload dates are Tuesdays and Saturdays through the end of July. Starting August 1st, we are going to daily vlog. I am running 7 collabs now. I have the Star Spangled collab that goes up on the 3rd. I have the Christmas in July collab that goes up at the 24th and 25th. I have the Happy Birthday Harry Potter collab that goes up July 31st. I have the Welcome Back to Hogwarts collab that goes up on September 1st. Talk Like a Pirate Day that is September 19th. National Hobbit Day on September 22nd. And National Grinch Day on December 1st. And so we are still open if anyone wants to participate in any of those. Just shoot me a message on Instagram.
Are you done?
I am.
You done? My turn?
I think.
Oh, my bottle's like right in the camera.
You're right.
So I'm going actually to my thing. So every Monday and Friday are my video release dates. I do stories or shorts on YouTube. Yeah, I can't get them all straight. I do shorts every day other than that. And I've got some collabs with Lena coming up. All the like collabs she mentioned I'm in, except for the Hobbit one. I don't know if she mentioned that one. And Year of the Year for July and August. Christmas in July swap. And then Magical Makeup with Christy tomorrow night. We've got Crystal from For Love of the Mouse on. We are doing Stars and Stripes. Again, like Lena said, and no Castle Chat on Friday. I won't be on her stream that Friday night either, but I will support you from afar. I love you.
We love you too, Christina.
And join us next week for more deluxe resort information. I think that's it.
That's it.
I'm like so spaced out right now. I don't know.
Depending on where I'm at next week, you may be on your own.
For
Travel
this travel.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, I mean, we could always cancel it. It's your night next week. We can cancel it if you're.
I will
you have
either
other engagements.
I will either be out at sea or I will be in New Orleans. So
Well, then why don't we cancel next week's?
okay, next week there will not be there will be no live streams on my channel next week.
Hey, you get a whole week of break.
Weird. That means I won't be on magical makeup either.
That's okay.
Sorry.
What is next week's theme?
I think it's Star Wars next week.
I think you're right.
I happened to see that earlier.
I know Caitlin was super excited about Lilo and Stitch for last week, and then I canceled, and I was like, yeah, I'm just not feeling it.
You're fine.
Yeah.
Hello,
Hey,
Erin.
Erin.
Welcome in.
Wow. We went through like what we were coming up really quickly.
We did. That's because, like, really, between your live streams and my live streams, we live stream enough that we know what's going on. It's like almost.
True.
You almost know what you're going to say.
Thank
without
you.
Think about it.
My tie-dye paint splatter ears. That's my ears. Ears. I like them too. Yeah, I think that's it. Does anyone have any travel related questions? It doesn't have to be Disney. We got about 8 minutes to kill. We don't have to stay on for the 8 minutes. It's not a requirement.
We're not required.
No.
I will say that if you guys normally have been able to book a bib package through your travel agent for RunDisney, that is not an option this year. You would have to book the bib on your own. But however, Christy and I would still be able to book your theme park package with your tickets and your room. But as you noticed when I was talking with Mouse Talks, there is very limited rooms now. After today, rooms prices have went up and availability has went down. So, as I'm drying my nails as I painted them, make sure to contact us ASAP if you're wanting a room for any of the RunDisney dates.
Yep. Both of us can book.
Yes.
And neither of our feelings would be hurt if you reached out to the other person.
Agreed.
Unless, like, it was my sister and she reached out to you and it'd be like, what the crap? Why didn't you reach out to me?
Your sister reaches out to me, you might drive to Kansas and hurt me.
Probably. Or drive, an hour and a half north and hurt her.
Or both. Then I just jump in your car and go, yay, blow twit! Christy'd be like, oh, great. Now she's never getting out of the car.
She just hop in the car. All right, let's go. Where are we going?
Yay! Christy's coming. She's like, I am coming to get you. And I'll be like, I'll pack my bag. Give me a minute. You know those TikToks where you see them refilling all those containers in fast motion? That would be me packing my carry-on bag. Ding dong!
I did a video once, and I don't remember if I even posted it, but I recorded a video of a pack with me because somebody asked me to. I think it was Nicole from Irresistible Magic asked me to do a pack with me video, and I did, but I actually don't think I ever posted it because I was like, the lighting was terrible, the angle of the camera was terrible, and I was like, meh, whatever. But
yeah, I will say that I've watched some of my beginning videos, and I think everyone does. And I'm going, oh my gosh, what was I doing? What was I saying? What was wrong?
So I don't know that you were on at that time. You might have been, but one night on Castle Chat, we did where we showed our very first videos it was a reaction to our very first videos. And I was like, oh my God, everyone's videos was just like cringeworthy. Not that some of mine aren't now, but they were definitely very cringeworthy then.
my 2-year anniversary on for YouTube is actually on a Wednesday, so it'll be a coffee corner.
You should do it.
I am next because there's no coffee corner next week. So the next one will be my 2-year anniversary. So we're going to go back and look at the very first video that I did.
Let's do it.
I don't think the dogs are happy about this.
Luna's, I don't know what she's doing, but she's acting crazy. Your first video, I think everybody's was. I didn't even edit mine. I had it on the kitchen counter, and I was like squat down with my arms on the counter, and I was talking about Coronado Springs, actually. Oh, it was terrible. It was terrible.
Okay, I have to go into my YouTube studio and look and see what I know that one of my first videos was like my intro video, so I know that one really doesn't count.
I just created an intro video like a month or so ago.
But I had been doing a lot of research because I'd actually started thinking about doing it in 2018. And I finally just did it. And so I was like, okay, I know I need 5 videos to go up so that my channel is searchable. Otherwise, you can't find it without the link. So I had a video of 44 seconds welcoming to the channel, a 7-minute video talking about vacation plans, 10-minute video about back to school savings, 6 minutes of Sam looking at golf balls at Walmart, and I will have to say that is actually one of my most watched videos on the channel. It's of Sam. Of course it is. And then I had like clearance shopping and searching for luggage and health and beauty tips for your carry-on bag. Those were the first videos, and I did them all in one day.
I didn't realize when I first started that you had to like spread out your uploads. So I was running out of camera space because I was using my GoPro, and we were in North Carolina on vacation, and I took a whole lot of videos. So every day I would upload a video and edit it and then post it. And I would upload like 5 or 6 videos in one day. And I had like 10 people unfollow me because I was posting too many videos.
I think one of my favorite videos that I posted, like right at the beginning of my channel, was I called it, "Do you like it fun or scary?" And it was talking about 5 Halloween things to do in Orlando. And I was still working at the chamber at the time. And I don't work there anymore, so it doesn't matter. But the chamber president, like I had told her when I started, I was like, hey, I started a YouTube channel. I just wanted you to know. And she's like, well, as long as you aren't filming at work, we're fine. I filmed that whole thing at work because there was nothing going on. And it was a day that like a whole bunch of random stuff from like HHN and Busch Gardens and stuff had been released. And so I was printing stuff off and like trying to do these little clippets of videos. And I'm like, wow, I'm an idiot. But it's actually one of the like it was like 30 minutes long. It cracked me up. But I just remember going, if she walked in, I'd be in so much trouble. But, a month and a half later, they're like, we're going to restructure. Here's $1,000. Goodbye.
No, layoffs suck. For sure.
Well, in the end, it actually worked out better because I was getting really bad migraines and coming home crying every day. And Sam was like, I think you need to quit. I'm like, I can't. We've got a vacation coming up. And so we'd actually agreed that when we got back from vacation, I was going to give my 2 weeks. But when Howard died, I would have put in my resignation because there would have been no way I couldn't function. So they paid me $1,000 and I work at the school and I'm much happier now. And if you look at my photo, my ID photo, which was taken like a month after I hadn't worked there, I had gained so much weight from stress from there. I mean, not that I'm skinny mini now, but I'm skinnier than I was.
I lose weight when I stress out. I'm the opposite. I just like I remember when we were planning our wedding 10 years ago. Well, we've been married 10 years, so it was 11 years ago when I was planning. When I first went in for dress sizes, I was a solid 5, size 5. I mean, that's tiny. And then when I went back in a couple of months later for fitting, that 5 was way too big, and I had to get a size 2.
Holy cow.
And those wedding dresses run small.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was ridiculous. I was so freaking tiny. I mean, you've seen some of my wedding pictures? Like I don't even recognize myself. And the funny thing is like I was already small, but to go to like that tiny, I think I had a pair of jeans at one point that were a 00. It was ridiculous.
Can I just be that skinny for a day?
You don't want to be, because I look at those pictures and I'm like, where am I? And my face looked older. My face looked older because I was so small. It was ridiculous. And I couldn't help it. I couldn't keep the weight on. It just could not. I remember, and we went to dinner with his parents to Red Lobster, and I ate like all of my food and some of his, but they asked him if I had an eating disorder because I had lost so much weight. And he was like, did you just see her eat all that shit? I have lost so much weight. And I wasn't throwing it up. Because they were at 00 in grade 7. I couldn't keep the weight on. When I stress out, I lose weight. It's just ridiculous. I just can't help it.
Everyone is different.
Yeah. Everyone is different. So I don't know. Well, it is 8 o'clock now. So, well, we enjoyed talking to all of you, and we got off topic, but we finished our topic, so that was okay. And thank you for joining us. We are keeping it close to an hour because I've got obligations that I'm going to get to.
Yep.
So we will see you guys not next week on this show, but the week after. So you guys have a good night. Bye.
Bye.